Zapper game. Have to review a Zapper game for some Retroware TV promotion going on right now. What do we got here? Gun Neck? No, it's not a Zapper game. Ooh, how about Baby Boomer? The cart's baby blue. For Baby Boomer? And my shirt's baby blue too? Huh?
Baby Boomer, an obscure Zapper game by Color Dreams. Hence the baby blue cart that Color Dreams games are known for. Never heard of it? I'm not surprised. You wouldn't find a game like this for sale at your local Toys R Us or Kitty City. Alongside Chiller, Baby Boomer is the only other unlicensed Zapper game. But what is going on with this artwork? You have the adorable Boomer getting stalked by a tarantula and a snake? And in the background you have a young lad, way too happy about the situation, blasting away. It looks like he's about to bust a cap in Baby Boomer, while wearing a beanie with a propeller? What was this, drawn in 1956? This doesn't bode well, but wait, it's the best rated light gun game. Do you know anyone who ever owned this game back when it was released? Doesn't something have to be rated in the first place in order to qualify as best? Okay then. Baby Boomer, developed by Jim Muir. Way too many vowels there. It's always a good sign when an NES game was made by only one person. Probably the same person who rated the game as best? In Baby Boomer, you have to protect cute little Boomer as he crawls across the screen by zapping the nasty animals and obstacles in his way. The only other Zapper game it kinda resembles is Gumshoe. Oh god, this is going to hurt. That crosshair on the bottom left of the screen is for another player, who could use the controller as a second shooter. I guess that Jim Muir never figured out the whole dual Zapper setup that Chiller employed.
Baby Boomer only supports one Zapper. That's a shame, because if we had two, we could not enjoy the game twice as much!
Baby Boomer is not for the faint of heart, and suffers from the same unfortunate fate that Gumshoe does. The enemies come at you constantly, and you have to be both very quick and very accurate in your attacks, which is not the Zapper's best attribute. You not only have to worry about Boomer being attacked, but also making sure he crawls along a safe path. So often along the way you'll have to shoot at clouds, the ceiling, and other objects to create bridges across chasms for Boomer to safely cross over. If all this potential baby homicide wasn't bad enough, you have to make sure that Boomer has enough milk to continue on. So you have to constantly shoot milk bottles so the milk bar doesn't deplete to nothing. Aw, crying like a little baby! Does little baby want his bottle? He does. With all this milk, it's surprising that the ground isn't covered with some sort of Boomer pee behind him. But I guess that's the sort of realism that Color Dreams did not want. There's a ton of distractions, but I'm not saying there aren't some fun details littered throughout the game. There are hidden objects you can shoot for bonus points, such as birds in the trees, there's fish. There are also extra men, babies, hidden in levels, and a little humor thrown in here and there. I guess you need to lighten the mood a little bit when all you're dealing with is baby death all over the screen. And there's also an element of choosing your own path at the end of a few stages, so yeah, that's cool. But everything else about the game makes it look like it was a game that wasn't designed for the NES and was just sort of sloppily ported onto it, which was actually the case. The sound effects are crude, the graphics look like something from the LGN's video art console, and the music, while cute, is simple and loops every 20 seconds or so. One of the major highlights of the game is the stage's environments, which change considerably. The first stage is a nice little park setting with spiders, snakes, and birds. Oh, look at the rat! The cemetery has a creepy atmosphere and contains skeletons, bats, and bouncing cats. Can't shoot him.
Damn it! I can't get that pussy!
Oh, an elevator. Wonder where this is leading.
The hell? Well.
Baby Boomer is in hell! Satan's domain! Beelzebub's lair! You know what? I gotta give Jim Muir a lot of credit. He's taking some creative chances here. So in hell, Boomer has to fight off flames, avoid pits of lava, and devils. Yes, mini devils carrying pitchforks. How is Boomer still smiling? He should be pissing his diaper. Well, more than usual. Mini flames with faces! Here is one example of how Baby Boomer is incredibly difficult. If you shoot some of these torches, you are hit with a continuous barrage of enemies. So while you have to deal with everything else on screen, which is difficult enough, having to constantly shoot these mini flames every second makes it virtually impossible to advance. Oh no, I just incinerated little Boomer! Now his tiny little baby arms are cooked sausages! So where does Boomer go after he dies a fiery, crispy death? Baby Heaven! The alternative to Baby Hell, here Boomer has to deal with the problem of almost constantly falling, as well as angelic birds and heavenly missiles attacking. I'm not sure if the little guy's better off here. At least in Hell, you expect to be treated poorly. But watch out! I am Iron Baby.
Either that or he's jaundiced.
I just shot the sun. Can't be good. I think those fountains are filled with the contents of Boomer's diapers. Yes, another pee joke. And now we're in a mine and... Oh, come on! This is 2600 level graphics! What am I playing, Pitfall? You have to shoot constant invisible dynamite here, and spooky ghosts and walking pickaxes? Again, you have to admire Jim Moore. He's put a lot of silliness in here and just embracing it. Now it's a crypt, and you just have to shoot everywhere to discover secrets and milk! Boomer's out of milk! No! Alright, which door? Again! Alright, here's the correct door. Vampire milk bats?
Now that's just plain silly. What? Is that bat going to suck on my milk duds? I'm gonna keep doing this until it's funny.
Where was I? Oh yes, risking a baby's life. Great, a minecart just smashed Boomer on his soft newborn skull. So in the mine, you have a bat that harasses you the entire time. And if it hits Boomer, the bat takes away some of the little tyke's milk. That big bully. And if he does it enough, he'll just drain all the milk energy away and make Boomer cry. Aw, that's not fair. Plus, you're giving Boomer rabies. Get away from me, flying lactose intolerant rodent. Fluffernutter.
Stupid bats! There's no way anyone could ever beat this! Oh, God. Baby Boomer. God, it's impossible! Who designed that game? Why do I hear music? DK Jr.? That's unbelievable! You did it, buddy! Great job!
The final stage here has Boomer back in the park where he has to travel through pipes and walk on fountain water that you have to shoot to activate. Insert baby Jesus walking on water joke here. Unfortunately, there's some trial and error involved here in choosing which pipe to try and go into. Maybe suicide, oh yes.
Come on, that's total guessing, and now you have to wait for Boomer to slowly crawl to his death. Why don't you just have his mom drown him in a tub? It'd be quicker.
Oh, that was highly inappropriate. I apologize. This will make you feel better. Hey, Boomer baby. Open Zapper style. Yay, Boomer's reunited with his mommy. Who's an old woman.
Damn, not a MILF.
What? So that's not Boomer's mommy? Wait for Baby Boomer 2? 14 people bought this game back then! I don't think that warranted the sequel! Jim Muir, you created a simple yet frustratingly hard Zapper game. The quirky sense of humor that's sprinkled throughout the game is the only reason why I'm not panning this one entirely. And the fact that you smartly decided to include a continue option in order to counter the crazy difficulty. One more thing, your grammar stinks, Jim! But no, I need closure to this story. I just spent forever trying to help this little guy out, and this is what I get?
What the hell kind of anticlimactic ending was that? I just saved Boomer from a place worse than Syria. He went from a cemetery to hell and back, and somehow avoided being killed by bouncing missiles and pitchfork-wielding demons. That's the best you can do, Jim Muir. Wait for the sequel to see what happens to my baby Boomer. There was no sequel, Jim Muir. God, what a waste of time that was. Jesus. Stupid baby Boomer. Stupid Retroware TV Zapper promotion! Out of my way, door!